all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Gee. I kind of...
Hey, y'all, gravity, any day above ground living. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your Saturday. It's bright, but it's cold. Kind of like what we're about to hear. Michael Eric Dyson is continually proving to us why nobody takes him seriously. But again, why should we take this man seriously? This man went to a BET event, the same event that had Jesse Lee Peterson there. And we all know about Uncle Jesse. And the simple fact that Uncle Jesse got more likes than dislikes than Michael Eric Dyson, who got more dislikes than likes for their excerpts, should tell you everything you need to know. Now, I contemplated, because this isn't the full interview, I contemplated buying a Patreon for Bad Faith so I could hear the whole thing, but I was like, I'm not doing that. So we're just going to stick to YouTube. But this was entertaining to say the least. And leave it to Michael Eric Dyson to frustrate even a left-leaning black woman. But before we get into that, let's see who's in the building. Wallow J, hello. Reparations Nation, hello. Brother Torian Rain, hello. SD Johnson, hello. Miss Nisi, hello. C. Wilson in 2012, hello. Shakur Burton, hello. Yo-Yo 103 Queen, and hello. Brother Man to you, hello. And for those, let me see, Shamika Gray, hello. And for those who haven't said anything in the live chat or the comments, good morning. Nita Harrell, good morning. Well, Jay, thank you for being a member for 8 months. Remember, it's only 99 cents. Helps me reinvest back in the platform, buy toys and clothes for the baby. And when you let us know how long you've been a member or do become a member, or you buy a super chat or super sticker, we tell you how much of a blessing that is. And you get this here. All right. Shamika Gray, thank you for being a member for 17 months. That's a blessing. And you get this here. And Miss Nisi, thank you for being a member for 13 months. That's a blessing. And you get this here. All right. Got that out the way. Time to have some fun. But you know what we got to do first?
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
All right, it's time. He already looks tired. But we're going to see. We'll put a poll up. Pause. How long do you think it's going to take in this exchange for Briahna to get frustrated? So while I'm pulling that poll up, pause. We will let you listen to how this went down.
Get to work! You keep asking, I think understandably, the Green Party has no chance. Why should I even care? It's a chicken and the egg situation, Dr. Dyson. Right. Somebody has to start fighting. And I would argue, I want to put this on the table because I don't know, this hasn't been put out there yet, that it is not just symbolic to vote for the Green Party in this election or any election. If they get 5% of the vote, they can get millions of dollars in federal funding that helps them get automatic ballot access, and also some money to start to try to assert themselves against a Democratic Party that is able to fundraise $1 billion in the 100-odd days of Kamala Harris's campaign. And by the way, squander it all so that Kamala Harris is now sending out emails begging people to give her money so that she can forgive her debt. Well, what about the 40?
By the way, for those who don't know, Briahna Joy Gray voted for Jill Stein in the last election.
$4 million Americans who Joe Biden promised debt forgiveness to. Sorry, if we use the same logic here, it's not fair for us to have to pay for your debt when other people have paid off of theirs. That's what the Democratic Party talking heads have been.
Ooh, let's play that again.
Well, what about the 44 million Americans who Joe Biden promised debt forgiveness to? Sorry, if we use the same logic here, it's not fair for us to have to pay for your debt when other people have paid off of theirs. That's what
I'm surprised them leftists didn't go after Briahna for hearing that. But then again, I mean, ever since she lost her job at the Hill, she's been doing work, but you know, they don't care no more because it don't go viral. By the way, has anybody seen Bethany Mandel recently? Nah, figured. Continue.
The Democratic Party talking heads have been telling the 44 million Americans, including a disproportionate number of Black Americans who have been suffering under the yoke of student debt, not to mention medical debt, not to mention trade school debt, not to mention housing debt, not to mention the cost of living crisis, all of these things, which you never hear the Democrats talking passionately about. What they talk passionately about is how Donald Trump is a fascist, how he's an unethical person, and how, I guess, representation matters.
Wait, okay, hold on. So wait a minute. I want to go back to what you just said. First of all, I believe all that's true. So you got me.
Sure, but it's not motivating voters.
Well, wait, hold on. Let me say this. So to me, racism is a dry run for fascism. Everything that people are worried about in fascist politics have been practiced on Black people first, in terms of not being able to vote, not having an ability to govern the institutions that govern you, to be able to control them. All the stuff we're concerned about, the kind of teleological analysis of what the ultimate end of fascism eventuates in, and how that corrupts the possibility of democratic politics and the ability of people to actually exist without the interference of a top-down hierarchical imposition on their lives of values that are essentially foreign to them. Okay, good. But I want to go back to what you said. Look, it's like what I used to say when I was teaching early hip hop stuff. And they were like, well, you know, it's the independents, you know, out here, I'm selling my CDs out my car versus Sony. Bro, The moment you are selling your CD out the back of your car, I don't know, Too Short, whoever, you in the game. The question is, to what degree do you find yourself implicated in some of the transactions that are able to yield the thing you desire? So when I hear Miss Gray talking about if we get up to 5% and that will automatically trip, the mechanisms that will get you in the game. What you're doing is making an analysis about when and where you enter. Sorry to deploy that term, that you get in. And, if we do it at this particular amount, this will happen, this will result. You doing the same thing that others of us who have made calculations about where we enter, what we can do, how we can use a system, because that's what you're talking about. We're talking about using an extant system to fund the ultimately revolutionary or at least subversive impulses of a progressive politic in order to achieve your goal. Amen.
What the hell did he just say? This is one of the many slights on this man. This man just talks and run on sentences and nobody understands what the hell he's talking about. Michael Eric Dyson, let me holler at you. And Briahna, you can get some of this too. If you're going to play progressive politics, you have to make sure that the agenda is enough that it can be fashioned in a way that it can keep going. Y'all's progressive politics stick only about 3 years. Maybe y'all didn't know that. Y'all found out in this election. Y'all played abortion games for about 60 years and nobody cared this time. Y'all knew the problems were about the economy. Y'all didn't want to ride on that. You let that woman go outside and say opportunity economy, but never explained it. Briahna, let me holler at you. You sided with Jill Stein because of how she stood with what was going on over there in Israel. No problem. What was her economics? She mentioned reparations. Okay. She went in front of other people and couldn't explain how she was going to get there or what it entails. And the one time that she did, it was an all lives matter agenda. We was cool on her with that. Now, you made a good point. The Green Party needed the 5% to get outside and get money and to push. They didn't get it. Now it's on y'all. Y'all got 2 years because the midterms are coming up. You want people to take you serious. Y'all need to put some people in Congress. I hope y'all are outside. I understand it's Thanksgiving and y'all about to eat some turkey. Y'all looking forward to that. But up until Wednesday, I'm going to need y'all to be outside. I know it's cold in this country. I need y'all outside. Put on the thermals. Get the hand warmers that you put in the pocket. Put on the North Face because y'all follow the Democrats. So y'all think black people wear North Face, especially the ones with the fur on the hood. I need y'all to get outside and start knocking some doors. But let's see. But we continue.
Get to work.
But that's what other people are doing as well.
How are they doing that, Dr. Dyson? They're not doing that. What we're hearing when we turn on MSNBC and CNN every day is why we can't have nice. Even look, I want to come to some of the, I think, optimistic takes that have come out of this election where people who have really defended the Democratic Party up until this point are now saying actually Bernie was right about a lot of stuff. Right. But before I get there, I want to say there are a lot of people who are still manufacturing consent for the Democratic Party's choices in an election that they lost. With all due respect, Joy-Ann Reid hopped on her show and said that Kamala Harris had run a flawless and unimpeachable campaign because Queen Latifah endorsed her, and Queen Latifah never endorses anybody.
And nothing that was true.
Woo! Woo! Go ahead. Hey, I like this. I like this discourse right here. Briahna, I like that. I like that smooth transition. She took that hella shot at Saturn rings. I like it. I like it a lot. Even the delineation is going towards podcasts versus mainstream media. And I like it. Let me eat this chip. She's still attractive. She's just, her politics are a little weird. But that's okay. We ain't all going to agree. But I like what she did. And she got this clip. She looked, this was bad. But we see what happened with Joy Reid. She left X. She's over there on Blue Sky now. Okay. Her political as I said, they're jettisoning most of those contracts. Her contract gone. And watch, I suffice to say that it's going to come out that Tiffany Cross and her haven't spoken since, or barely spoken since she got fired. It's all right. Hey, Joy, you can now be in your soft girl era. You could set home. But go ahead.
True yesterday about how flawlessly this campaign was run is not true now. I mean, this really was an historic, flawlessly run campaign. She had Queen.
You a damn lie. You a damn lie. We're gonna talk about that at the end of the broadcast. Because I'm going to take these Democrats to school. I'm going to teach them how to win a campaign.
Latifah never endorses anyone. She came out and endorsed. I mean, she had every prominent celebrity voice. She had the Taylor Swifties, she had the Swifties, she had the Beehive.
And the Swifties voted for Trump.
You could not have run a better campaign in that short period of time. And I think that's still true.
You had the women of The View.
That's great.
Saying,
that's great. That's a direct.
That is a direct. We can insert the clip. We can. If you want me to wait, I can
not saying
find it and pull it up.
I'm saying, but Joy Reid got more substantive arguments.
Okay, that's what was said.
Yeah, right. Joy Reid got more substantive arguments. She hasn't shown it in years. Everything is outrage with her, but that's okay.
That's what was said. The woman of The View said something very similar. Nancy Pelosi is willing to sort of throw Joe Biden under the bus a little bit, but take no responsibility for a Democratic establishment that insisted for years that Joe Biden was cogent and able to lead when it is quite obvious that he was not. And that is why he had to drop out of the presidential race and hand it over to his vice president. There has still not been an accounting for that enormous campaign of misinformation against the American public, litigated by the Democratic Party that pretends to care so much about misinformation in the media. So I resist the idea that what I am arguing for, what the left is arguing for, and what the Democratic Party is doing is the same. They are persuading voters that they are wrong. They are saying the economy is good, actually. That because the macro economy is good, you shouldn't care about the fact that your groceries are 40% higher than they were when Donald Trump was president.
They're only saying it's good because they got money in their bank account and their job is still there. It's funny how 4 years ago, the economy wasn't good when everybody was out of work. And did they not vote that way? Oops. It's funny that Democrats said that Trump ruined the economy and brought over a lethal virus. I say that in air quotes. And they voted to improve it. But they can't wrap their head around that people actually voted and said that this economy is not that good. I need to go vote for something different. They can't wrap their head around that. And Briahna didn't care because, again, she voted for Jill Stein, so she didn't give a fuck about that. I'm sure she got paid out with her contract, and, of course, she's on YouTube, and YouTube giving her a check. So she's okay. But again, when this is over, I'm going to teach Democrats how to win an election. And I'm going to show them why they lost. I'm sorry. I was eating jalapeno chips. Sorry. They lost. I'm sorry for your ears if you have earbuds. I'm going to teach y'all something. But let's let it keep playing.
Get to work. Whether or not it was Donald Trump's fault.
Kamala admitted that part.
What
right
part?
About the groceries, and in other words, you're making an abstract argument about inflation. The increase in inflation, where wages had risen, black unemployment was down. She did concede the point you're making now about yes, it makes a difference about what people are paying for groceries at the marketplace.
And then she pivots, though, Dr. Dyson, too. But the Biden economy was strong, but we made improvements, and she refused to make a break with Joe Biden. And look, She only had 100 days, and maybe it was too late to pivot from Joe Biden's multiple years of insistence that things were good, actually. But the fact of the matter is that she fundamentally was unwilling to break from the Democratic Party. She had this moment on The View, which now people are reflecting upon as perhaps the death knell of her campaign, where she was asked directly by Study Hostin whether or not there was anything she would do differently from Biden. And she said, nothing I can think of.
Well, if anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Well, wait, let me say this very quickly. So at that point, what is she up against? She's up against the perception that because these things make a difference to political emotions, along with empirical verification of a particular viewpoint or an investment made, right? It's also about style, substance, and disposition. So she's going to crap on Joe Biden. You've been in that.
What was her style, sir? She gets appointed positions and she doesn't do the job. She ran on Black female mortality. She mentioned it for a year, was quiet for 2, and then started mentioning it again when she started running. That's the substance you want to pull. The woman came outside and said, I'm Black. Alluded to it. And I love how y'all missed the point that she didn't even really, unless bringing up her mother, acknowledged her South Asian side. But y'all was cool with that. And y'all don't understand why she lost. Her messaging was terrible. If you can't relate to a candidate, how are you supposed to vote for them? I don't know. We'll tell you later.
In that camp, you've been with him as you're trying to figure out what to do. So all of a sudden, you're disloyal for the purposes of political advance. You're
disloyal?
No, I'm saying disloyal to the practices and policies that you all have generated is what I'm saying. So now she acts like, oh, the guy I've been rolling with and riding with, and the guy I've been governing with, him mostly, that now all of a sudden I find him reprehensible and what he did. Now, I agree with you in the sense of, but let me distinguish myself from what those particular policies are. If we had enough time, she had 107 days. I mean, I do think what she did in that time was pretty phenomenal. I mean, can we?
Sir, she was gifted millions in the first week. Gifted. She had the DNC. She's been in the White House for 3 years. Y'all act like Biden just picked her up off the street from her being the AG in California and said, this is going to be my running mate. She was in the goddamn Senate. She was already a name. She didn't have to work. They put her in safe areas. They put her in safe interviews. Fox News, I know that was safe. And the reason it was safe is because she couldn't lose. No matter how she looked in there, she couldn't lose. Because she went to go talk to the enemy. She had I repeat, she had not one day of a hiccup. Because she knew if she had came to the Black Grassroots with what she was talking about, she'd have left crying. But this is who y'all decide to run out there. Because you wanted aesthetics. You didn't want change. But we're going to tell you about that later.
Can we concede that? Even given the limits of
I think she did better than Dyson. Sorry, I think she did better than Biden would have, right?
She probably did better than me too, but thank you. Okay.
Sorry. But the problem is, Dr. Dyson, Joe Biden's internal polling, we now know, showed Trump winning 400 electoral votes and had been showing that for much longer than the 100 days before the election, right? So at a certain point, you have to acknowledge that Joe Biden is unpopular. And that is why you are being tagged in this moment. So the idea that even the language that you're using, Dr. Dyson, like disloyalty and you used a series of words that I'm not forgetting, but basically kind of the relational harm.
Right.
That is not what this is about. It's not about decorum or common practice, or those seem to be things that Democrats are overwhelmingly concerned with. If Biden is polling poorly, I'm sorry.
No, I was talking about in terms of her relationship to him, particularly, not the consequence for the larger American.
I understand,
but
nobody cares. Nobody cares. Do you want to win or do you want not to win?
Right.
Nobody cares. It's not about Joe Biden. It is not about anybody's personalities. And sometimes I think, with all due respect, the people who are enabled to talk about these things to most of the American public care too much about the interpersonal relationship between Biden and Harris and the optics. Nobody hungry, nobody with credit card debt gives a fig. They want throw them under the bus.
Look what you just said, because we in this fight here where you TKOing me up in here. So if people I'm going, did Dyson realize that Miss Gray was pummeling him? Yes, I'm conscious of it right now. But here's my point. But Arise, I gotta.
Dude, calm down. Why is he so damn animated? Never mind.
I got a point here, and I want to make it. You said, do you want to win, Miss Gray? That is the kind of logic. That is the particular element. That is the adjudicative factor between rival claims about who can make it better, who can make it worse, who's going to do the best. Your very question is what some people deploy when they say, hey, Miss Briahna Gray is one of the smartest human beings out here on earth. Wish she could even run for office. But at the end of the day, what is the practical application to my existential and political situation that would
keep a pen in that, because that's going to be one of my main points.
Allow the relief from the suffering, hurt, and pain that I am enduring in order to endorse her political stance. And people are going to say, what the left is going to have to confront too, is that y'all out here talking about, when I say y'all, I'm talking about the left, and sometimes they include me and sometimes they don't. I know a lot of leftists say you done left the party a long time ago. I get it, and I ain't mad. My point is, I'm down here on the ground with these people that the left is concerned about. I'm out here preaching in these churches. I'm out here in these political organizations. I'm out here trying to organize as much as I can, but also give some inspiration. So I'm out here with the folk as well. And the thing is, they want practical solutions.
And what's the Democratic Party offering in terms of practical solutions? The Democratic Party's not offering. Dr. Dyson, I'm afraid that you're organizing people into a burning house. The Democratic Party has demonstrated that it would rather have Republicans win than to disappoint its donor class and actually embrace the policies that would make the material improvements to those people's lives that you're talking about. There's a reason why Kamala Harris would not support an arms embargo. She took more money from Raytheon than even Donald Trump did. She's a part of it.
Now we get to the point where he starts hitting her with facts. And you just watch his reactions when she starts hitting him with facts.
Administration where the Secretary of Defense was a Raytheon board member. These are material realities that are constraining the politics of the Democratic Party, and no nice lady coming along or nice man coming along who loves his grandkids and eats an ice cream cone and puts sunshades on and hangs out with Barack Obama can change that reality. So we have to stop focusing on who these people are and what they quote unquote represent in terms of their physical appearance, and more about who they represent because of who's paid them and filled their campaign coffers.
I'm with you on that. But here's my point. When you said, I tell you what, let me turn this around. It ain't my podcast, but I want to ask you, since I got a smart person like you here, what is the alternative?
Here we go. Now it's about to get real. Y'all saw what he just did. Whenever somebody says, okay, now I can talk to you because I got a smart person in the room, they about to dismiss everything you say. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Alternative. What is the practicable, allowable, permissible politics that can be exercised in order for it to yield a benefit to the people that you and I are both concerned about? What is that?
So there's two things. Even if a Green Party doesn't win, I think you have to look to the historical precedents here and recognize that when there is a strong outside party, like we had with the communist and socialist parties in the New Deal era, that it was the labor organizing and outside political agitation from those groups that forced an FDR type figure to adopt the New Society programs that continue to be the bedrock of our social safety net.
Right.
So even if you don't believe the Democratic Party will or should fall, everybody who wants the Democratic Party to be better and not just give it lip service, like, oh, I agree with the left, but no, genuinely wants the Democratic Party to serve its people, to root for a third party to push it to where it needs to go. Secondly, I would say I personally don't think the Democratic Party is going to be moved. I think post-Citizens United, the full-on embrace of money in politics by both parties is a very difficult thing to untangle. They're never going to vote to unwind those interests. You have people like Nancy Pelosi, who are multi-millionaires, who have earned an enormous amount while they were in office somehow, who oppose bills to preclude her from insider trading every time those bills threaten to come to the floor. They're never going to vote against their own interests. And I think that we have to support third parties. It's going to be a long road. It's going to be hard, but it has to start by at least getting them ballot access and federal funding, so the Democratic Party can't keep railroading them off the ballot and they have to keep spending the few dollars.
All right, Briahna, I'm going to disagree with you here, and I'm going to prove it. Again, respect to the Green Party for at least doing the attempt. You saw how the Black Grassroots moved since the midterms. We not funded. Nobody's throwing millions of dollars at us unless you compromise. But we just talking about this sector, people that actually go on the ground, people going to these reparations meetings around the country, people getting the word out, people tweeting, hell. That's Black Grassroots. I mean, y'all give us, $5 here, $10 here, but I mean, compared to what all these other political entities get, it's not even close. I love how you didn't mention that same group has influenced this country and this world the last 2 years to get conversations that y'all love to stay away from, but now y'all love to bring up 3 times every 7 days. Y'all were staying away from reparations until the Black Grassroots started talking about reparations, and people started getting hundreds of thousands of views on reparations videos. And then people was like, oh shit, let me go start doing some research. And then you figured out a grift in there, and now you're getting hundreds of thousands of views. We were the ones after the midterms talking about how bad the economy is, how bad it is for Black folks. People telling us, be quiet, you just complaining. This is America. You can make it here. Stop complaining. Now, all of a sudden, y'all ran outside and voted for a man who told you, I can fix the economy. Huh. Interesting. Our economy was bad. We need to shut up. But your economy was bad, but you got to be quiet. Now that your man came back outside, now you're saying that it was bad. Woke is a problem. DEI is a problem. Okay, it don't benefit us, so I don't understand why you're looking at us. Well, it's your fault. Okay, now you just appointed somebody to get rid of it, which is going to negatively affect the women that voted for your man to get in. Which is why I didn't wait till Monday. 2025 is going to be a war of white people, and I love it because they're going to have to learn. Your women 4 years ago said they didn't want to be a burden no more and went and improved themselves, and now you're going to take away everything they work for. Monday's going to be fun. But y'all two sitting up here and y'all not giving Dyson over here talking about the church and political organizations. And he hasn't still figured out that these churches and political organizations were rendered mute during this election. Michael Eric Dyson, the black pastor, is irrelevant. Maybe you don't know that. I know they're still open because they got tax-free exemptions. It's okay. They're irrelevant. Most churches now, especially the mega churches, they're doing one service a week now. They're irrelevant. But you know, maybe it's been almost halfway through. Maybe you'll finally start being intelligent. Let's see. I'm not holding my breath, but you know, he might shock us.
Get to work!
that they're able to recruit from the people to defend themselves in court against the Democratic Party.
Okay.
And the third thing I would say, just to round this out, is that there is a world where we could have, and I believed, I worked for Bernie Sanders. I was his national press secretary in 2020, that there was a path within the Democratic Party. If we had supported Bernie Sanders back in 2016 and 2020, that could have been an off-ramp for this fascism. He was someone who capitalized on, engaged with, understood the economic anxiety, yes, and the angst and the frustration of working people of all races across the aisle, and channeled that energy into a left populist campaign. And when the Democratic Party killed that, the only other option remaining was right populism. And you said that you...
And then said, screw it, y'all not gonna vote for me anyway, so I might as well just become a millionaire, even though I claim that I'm for the working class. And you notice he don't come outside no more. He go to the Senate and he do what he do, because he knows his constituents are gonna vote for him anyway, to the day he dies. Briahna, why aren't you mentioning that your man changed? But I understand why, because that would connect you to him, and you don't want that negative press. I get it. I get it. Shout out to you, though, but I get it.
Like support Bernie Sanders, you supported Bernie Sanders, but I'm curious, did you actually support him in the 2016 primary? Did you actually support and endorse him and speak out in favor of him in the context of the 2020 primary?
No, because there are a lot of people whose ideas I dig, but who I was committed to, you know, and who I wanted to see win. But I in terms of 2016, when I made the ultimate decision, I think that was that Hillary? I'm trying to think. 2016.
Yes.
As he did, right? As Bernie Sanders ultimately did. I made that decision for the same reason Bernie Sanders made that decision.
No, but we're talking about the primary. The primary.
No. In the primary, no. I was not a Bernie Sanders delegate or supporter at that particular point.
I think that Hillary Clinton is not only the smartest person, the most prepared person, but the person who has given the most credible empirical analysis of race in the last 20 years by a major American politician. I'll stand by that.
How'd that work? How did hot sauce Hillary work? How'd that work? I'm finna step on this water. Answer the question, sir. How did that work out for her? How did doing the wobble with Roland Martin work out for her? How did trying to talk like a Southern Baptist preacher work out for her? How'd that work? We'll tell you. You lost. By almost the same margin Miami lost.
At the end of the day, I'm rolling with HRC to the end because I think she gives a serious implication of what's happening in this country racially.
I was nobody. That was nobody at that point. Because I was writing. Look, I wrote a piece. I think that's when I wrote a piece on Hillary Clinton, right? So I was not technically, you know, as with wearing my journalist hat, doing an analysis of who, what, and where. I'm not using that as an excuse to say. I would say straight up, I supported Hillary. I wanted Hillary to win.
Why?
The primaries. Because, well.
I hope y'all peep what he just said. I seriously hope y'all peeped what he just said. I was a nobody. When he wrote that blog post about Hillary Clinton, that's what got him on the map. They didn't come to you for your intellectual prowess, sir. They didn't come to you for your lectures that brought a new level of thinking to the masses. They brought you there because you put her heel in your mouth. They put you on because you're a griff. By the way, screenshot. You kissed white ass, and here we are. What I said in the beginning of the broadcast. How do you go on BET at an event where they invited not only you, But Jesse Lee Peterson, and people resonated more with Jesse Lee Peterson than you, sir. And this was when Hillary was running. Or getting ready to run. I think that was late 2015, if I remember, because they were talking about Obama. You've been around in people's lexicon for 8 years and you've moved nothing. And that was beautiful what she did, pulling up that clip of you on Bill Maher or whatever the fuck his name is. That was beautiful because she showed you that you was a griff. And he still hasn't gotten it. But that's all right. Continue, sir.
Because she offered the best opportunity for us to prevail in a culture where a fascist, a demagogue,
Michael Eric Dyson,
a racist was going to deploy political public policy and politics that would undermine everything you and I are talking about. Because look, if we don't have any space to exist in a culture where we can have rigorous, vigorous conversation about what the political outcome is of our rival viewpoints, if you ain't got no possibility of doing that, it's all whistling Dixie in the face of the Titanic going down.
But Dr. Dyson, this is what is so painful for us on the left. Every poll in 2016 that assessed electability demonstrated that Bernie Sanders was infinitely more electable over Donald Trump than Hillary Clinton. Every poll showed that Bernie had like a 10-point margin over Donald Trump, and Hillary Clinton, except for the week or two around the Access Hollywood tape scandal, was in the margin of error of Donald Trump, of losing to Donald Trump, within the margin of error. And yet we had our best and brightest pundits like yourself on television making the opposite case.
Now, Briahna, I know you had to give back that compliment when he sent you that backhanded one, but don't do that. He not the best, and he damn sure ain't the brightest. But that's okay.
Convincing the American public that Bernie was unelectable because socialism in Cuba or something, or Cubans in Florida, or some reason Chris Matthews is talking about, I'm going to get beheaded in Central Park if Bernie Sanders, all of this stuff is happening and deluding the American people to thinking that this historically unpopular candidate, Hillary Clinton, a historically unpopular candidate, was somehow going to do better against Donald Trump than the most popular senator in Congress.
Wait a minute. So are you saying then, so why didn't Bernie Sanders, two things. Bernie Sanders' prevalence there, I guess your argument would be that Hillary Clinton galvanized the elites and the political chatter class to persuade the American public to disinvest in a Bernie Sanders campaign because that would lead to, as they said in the 18th century, that way lies tears. So that would be a disaster, right?
That happened. There was the DNC rigging. There was all of the delegate shenanigans. Okay. There was states like New York moving their primary dates. There was a whole lot of shenanigans that happened, not to mention the media blackout, obviously, and this pervasive narrative that Bernie simply couldn't win. Yes, all of that was happening.
All right, let's talk about all that. We'll concede most of that. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Have you split from Bernie Sanders? Are you still with Bernie Sanders? Do you agree with, and I don't mean in terms of job, I'm talking about in terms of ideologically, in terms of political savvy, in terms of methodology and policy. Where is Bernie Sanders now? Because he's still here. Bernie Sanders is still around. What's your relationship to what he's doing right now? AOC, Bernie Sanders? I'm just asking.
Yeah, let's talk about Bernie Sanders. So I don't expect, obviously, you're like a busy man and not online, terminally Twitter pilled like some of us. But after Bernie dropped out in 2020, I unexpectedly, frankly, made a lot of hay by tweeting that, with all due respect to Bernie Sanders, I do not endorse Joe Biden, which is not something that people who work on political campaigns usually do, because they're usually looking for their next job within the political establishment and not speaking their truth. And I think that's an enormous detriment to the American public. But I, out of naivete, foolishness, or willingness to fall back on my law degree, was willing to say what I needed to say. Right. Okay. I ideologically agree with Bernie Sanders on policy, and I would love it if I could snap my fingers and make Bernie Sanders president right now. But in terms of political strategy, I deeply disagree with him. I disagree with his choice to drop out and endorse Joe Biden earlier than he did Hillary Clinton, and earlier than Hillary Clinton did with Barack Obama back in 2008, when there was so much on the table and there was so much leverage to be had in terms of what Joe Biden's policy was going to look like if he had held out a little bit longer, again, in the middle of this global pandemic, where so many of the crises that typically only affect the bottom tier of American society were touching so many more people, and there was a lot more potential for buy-in. As concerns their behavior now, I think that what Bernie Sanders has been saying post election is true and right and valuable. He wrote this statement, and I think followed up with an article in the Boston Globe recently about how the Democratic Party has abandoned the American people, the working people. And he's gotten backlash from all of the corporate talking heads in the world, but he's fundamentally right about that. My concern is that a month ago, a week and a day ago, or whatever was right before the election, he was saying a very different story, talking about how Joe Biden is the most progressive candidate since FDR. We all have to rally behind him. Now, look, Bernie Sanders didn't just say, well, look, this is what it is. We got to defeat Trump a month before the election, 6 months before the election. Before the primary even started, he and people like AOC endorsed Joe Biden, knowing, as we now know, that he was feeble, physically or mentally compromised in the ways that ultimately caused him to drop out, and precluding the possibility of a primary where, one, we could germinate, talk about popularized left solutions, progressive solutions, even liberal solutions to the problems in the world, and the way that the Republican Party had a forum in which to bandy about different approaches to Republican politics and popularize those ideas. We never got an opportunity to hear what a non-fascistic immigration plan would be, because Democrats just ran to the right, and there was no primary to popularize the idea that American sanctions on the global South are a huge part of what's driving the economic crises in those countries and causing people to flee to the United States of America. That's never even on the table.
Okay, this I don't agree with her on. Briahna, the purpose of the Global South and BRICS is to make sure that those people don't run. The purpose of the Global South and BRICS is to make sure that their intellectuals, their cultural leaders, and the people underneath them stay in those countries and build up a society for the next generations. They've been told y'all that. Now, they can't help it if their people are running to the West. They can't help that. But they're trying to build infrastructure. And this is where that Western mentality comes in, like, we are the best. Everybody's running here. Your man Trump just said, listen, now he for both. He talking out both sides of his mouth because he don't want to get killed by either side. But he talking about throwing out motherfuckers. Okay, fine. He throw out motherfuckers. They're just going to go back to the Global South. There's going to be emerging infrastructure. Let me ask you this, Briahna. And I saw the numbers. How comes we don't have a wave of Guyanese immigrants? Oh, I'm not supposed to go there? I'm going to go there with you, ma'am. I'm sure you have this look on your face right now because I asked you that question. Why isn't there an influx of Guyanese immigrants? Maybe it's because the Global South and BRICS are actively watching and assisting Guyana in building up infrastructure. So their people don't leave for New York City. Their people don't leave for Central Florida. Interesting, when you build up infrastructure, your people don't leave. They want these Indians and South Asians to come over here for machine learning and AI when they're already doing it in their homeland. But you got India and BRICS setting up infrastructure right now. Using Guyanese dollars. I wasn't supposed to say that. It's okay, Briahna. In about a decade, we'll still be here. You'll be in your mid to late 40s. And so will I. And we'll revisit this when all these news agencies that are still around, plus independent media, keep talking about BRICS and how they're making all these strides, while the West has been ebbing and flowing for the last decade. Because yo President Barack Obama wrote him off twice. Biden said screw him. Trump ignored him until it came to Russia, then and China. Then he really didn't ignore, but he didn't want to say nothing because he didn't have a plan for it. You put Biden in office, he didn't even mention it for 4 years. Didn't even mention it one time. Kamami had no strategy against them. And now Trump is in, and he's not saying anything because he thinks he'll pick up the phone, Putin's going to pick up, and they're going to do a deal. Putin is going to use him to shut down that war, prove himself right, and then he's never going to pick up the phone for him ever again. So if you love lobster, just know you're going to pay extra. If you love grain and you want your food at the prices that it's at now, congratulations. You voted that man in and food's about to go skyrocket. But y'all cool with that. Because everybody's all concerned about Israel. Who, by the way, I'm sure in the next 5 years is going to try to join BRICS. But, you know. Let me set this water. And we're going to let this continue. We're almost finished. And then I'll drop the link.
Again, Democrats don't persuade. They don't take opportunities to persuade to the left. They run to the right, and they are part and parcel of the onslaught of fascism in this country. They are chasing the Republicans to the right, and it's called the ratchet effect. Nothing ever brings it back to the left. Okay. That being said, I disagree with Bernie Sanders' approach there because they created the sense of inevitability in a Biden/Harris matchup with Donald Trump again. They created that inevitability, and as much as I appreciate what they're saying now and agree with it, I think that they fundamentally had a strategic mishap, negligence.
Because they're doing, look, all of that analysis, compelling, perhaps even cogent. Here's the question. When you say they created the inevitability, they're going to say what? Excuse me, that they recognize the inevitability of what existed in terms of extant political relationships and made a calculated choice to leverage their political authority in defense of the very people who would never otherwise be heard. So
political relationships, Dr. Dyson, political relationships are the priority here.
No, it's not political relationship. I said in service of a particular ideal that you and I would agree with, that you and they would agree with. That is that how do the masses of people who are poor, suffering, and starving, those who are marginalized, those who are not counted within the context of American Democratic or Republican politics can make a difference and be heard. And all I'm saying to you is that if we assume in good faith that they were making a choice, whether or not you think it was right or not, but in good faith, they made choices that they thought had the greatest potential to win, back to your point earlier, that had the greatest potential to make a difference in there. Because according to you, maybe, that had Bernie Sanders stayed the course, Bernie Sanders might have been able to make a difference, get elected, and then prevent or at least preclude the right of this neo-fascist or outright fascist prospect that we have in a Donald Trump. What the problem is that Bernie Sanders is facing the math. Bernie Sanders is facing what the likely response of the very people that he's speaking on behalf of.
Wait. What are you talking about, Dr. Dyson? What are you talking about, Bernie Sanders? When it's 2022,
right,
or beginning of 2023, and we're a year and a half ahead of Election Day, and Bernie Sanders and AOC and all of these progressives come out and endorse Joe Biden, when there's plenty of chatter at the time that Joe Biden, oldest president in the history of presidents, is not doing very well. But the mainstream media is insisting right up until the day he drops out that he's Peachy King and everything else is a right-wing conspiracy theory. What are the numbers? The internal numbers we know were that Joe Biden was facing a 400 electoral college defeat. Right. So what are these numbers that these, like, what is this game that progressives are ostensibly playing that makes it a smart move for them to want to shut down a primary and shut down any conversation about having a better matchup?
Well, because first of all, look, there's been some darn prognostications about, with these political Nostradamuses about what, how many electoral votes one might win. And we know that that math has been off. Even in this election we just had, there were very few predictions. There were very
400? No.
There were very few. There were very few predictions that Donald Trump was even going to land at the level he did, except That's
not true.
That's a damn lie, sir. Oh my God. And you see why he's only been around 8 years, and that's why they only cared about him. He just proved it. Sir, regardless that it was a 50-50 race going in, most people thought Trump was going to win based off the fact he was talking about the economy more. He was talking about the border. And ironically, those were the two subjects that Kamala could not talk about. She brought up an opportunity economy and never explained it, and she was the border czar and didn't do nothing. How do you sit up there and say that very few people thought he was going to win? That's that Democrat thinking. Okay, it's an incumbent and they're Democrat. They can't lose. We had Obama. We had Clinton. They can't lose. We had FDR for 3 times. They can't lose. And here we are. He lost. She lost. I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. You can't willfully sit here and act like Trump had no shot. But all right.
True. That's not true. The polls were not wrong this time around. It was a close race. Every poll leading up to the election showed that it was a close race.
As the poll said.
Dr. Dyson, this was not a polling era election. There was that one weird Seltzer poll where that one woman said that they thought that Kamala was going to clean up in Iowa. And people were rightly skeptical of that poll at the time, and it ended up to be enormously wrong. But every other poll leading up to this election showed that it was going to be close.
Right, close. But I'm saying, do you think the outcome was close? I don't think it was close. I don't think it was
that
close.
There was not the actual margin of loss, but that.
Sir. How did he win the election? He had to take the upper Rust Belt. He won with Wisconsin. This is what I mean when they swear that they're smart and I don't know. She just told you that Biden would have got destroyed. She only got that much because people didn't want to vote for Trump. It's not anything that she did or said. I don't understand what we're missing here. This is why I got at Joy Reid when she said she ran an effective campaign. No, she didn't. The messaging was bad. I guarantee you those people that voted for Kamala did not vote for her opportunity economy or her stances on the border or her stances on Israel. They voted for her because they didn't want to vote for Trump. They had no confidence in her. Let's just call it what it is. They had no confidence in her abilities. All these shills that are running outside saying we could have had Kamala as our president. She would have done things for us. No. Because let's say she would have won. She wouldn't have done shit for you. And you would have been sitting there fighting with people online for the next 4 years about how she wasn't going to do shit for black people. After she told y'all that in 2019, but you told us we took the clip out of context, even though we played the whole clip. She made her intentions known.
At the likelihood of Donald Trump winning was basically 50-50.
Yeah, okay. That's it. But so you're saying that the 411 ain't no close race that Biden would have been landslided, right?
Yes, I'm saying 400 electoral votes is an entirely red country with California, New York, and Massachusetts.
Of course. And
don't forget, possibly Illinois. Possibly. I love how she forgot about Illinois. So even she would have thought Illinois would have went red if Biden would have ran. And she forgot about New Mexico. New Mexico usually goes blue. But you got it. Remember, these were the same folk who said that Democrats could take Texas. If I were y'all, I'd start asking them Nigerians how they voted. I'm just saying.
I'm saying, despite the prognostication about the proximate, that the distance between the two was going to be very narrow, it turned out not to be as narrow as predicted. That's all I'm saying. And I'm
saying that Trump that Trump won more than was anticipated. And so what do you take from that?
Well, first of all, that we can't never, my point is, that I was trying to make, is that we can prognosticate that that Biden was going to, that 411 electoral votes were going to go in the opposite direction. This would be a completely red state. I'm saying that just to give credence to the fact that the numbers don't always pan out the way we predict that they do. That some people, saying that to conclude that, and he made his whole political hay on comeback kid able to overcome what people thought, because we know polls are a snapshot in time. They no predictor. It's no.
Well, the polls got owned this time. So who's going to trust polls from here on in? Most of them polls got it wrong.
No accurate barometer of what possibly will occur. It is either more likely to occur or less likely to occur, but it's not ironclad. And I'm saying that little wiggle room has given people the prospect of being able to move forward, because otherwise the logic of what you're arguing would be decimated, right? Because if we look at the math of what you're speaking about and the likelihood of people who have a third party organization to prevail, that thing is real small. If we base it upon the very empirical proof you're looking.
No, it's not, sir. It's not real small, because, again, the damn Green Party came outside and you saw people go online and say, I voted for the Green Party. I voted for Cornel West, because both of them candidates were trash. People voted for Chase Oliver because both of them candidates were trash. Because y'all wanted to vote for a personality so you could have a 4-year celebratory party. That's why y'all voted. Y'all don't vote for policy. Y'all vote for personality.
To predict an outcome, then you ain't got no chance.
Wait a minute. I just want to be really clear.
Right.
The argument is that because some polls are not strictly predictive,
right,
and that some polls sometimes are wrong, that Democrats were right to ignore, as long as they did, Joe Biden's historic unpopularity.
That's
and polls.
Okay.
No, and polls that showed it's not Monday morning quarterbacking.
About his mental,
wait a minute.
Confidence. Okay.
No, it's not Monday morning quarterbacking, because some of us on the left who get ignored, who aren't invited on MSNBC, have been screaming loudly that, of course, this is the reality for years. It is not Monday morning. You can go back.
Were y'all saying that?
Were y'all saying that last summer?
Wait a minute. Were y'all saying that before? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Sir, she literally told you that 20 minutes ago. You see how they don't listen? You see how they don't listen? She told you that 20 minutes ago. She literally said they ignored us after Bernie in 2016. She told you they ignore the working class. All they wanted to do was kiss up to elites. She literally said that. You're not listening. You just want to argue, but that's okay.
Oh, no, this is what I'm saying. Were you actually saying before the debate that Joe Biden's cognitive capacity?
Of course. Hey, YouTube. Thanks for watching. Just a reminder.
All right. So there's that. It's over. Lord have mercy. Again, the only Dyson I respect is Miles Dyson from Terminator. Because at least he understood the error of his ways and tried to make a change, even though them cops lit him up. But that's okay. My Lord. I tell you, we got to get these old heads out the paint, boy. These old heads are going to screw us. Their voices have to be limited. No. I don't use vacuum cleaners. I don't have carpet. So no. And I use shop vacs. Shop vacs are better than Dysons. I can pick up dirt and water. Anyway, the link is dropped. You want to come and say something cool? If not, I will explain to Democrats how to win an election. And then I'm going back underneath the covers because it is cold. Dumbasses. I swear this book, Michael Eric Dyson, I swear to God. Who made him relevant? I gotta go look at them dislikes again. That shit was hilarious. Wait, there was 2 of them? I didn't know there was a second video. Fam, look at these dislikes. Look at that dislike. Sir, how you go there and get 6,500 dislikes? How? Explain that to us one time. And then you had this one.
For those of you who have heard,
I don't care. How you get 18,000 dislikes? Oh, yeah, I did see this video. How you get 18,000 dislikes? Sir. That's all right. Yes, sir.
Hey, Gravity, any day above ground living. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine. I'm better than you. Where the hell are you flying to?
I'm in the car, man. Leave me alone.
You sound like you're on a flight. It's okay. Maybe you got flued out by some chick. I'm just saying. Oh, he hit turbulence, family.
Get my nerve.
Grateful holiday. He hit turbulence.
I not hit no turbulence, sir. No. I am at work driving.
I thought you was a DI.
I be damned. DEI is for white folks. But I digress. What was I about to say? How long did she get fired from the Hill? Did she get fired in July?
No. It was longer than that.
I thought early had been early summer, something like that, right?
That's almost been a year.
Oh damn. Oh yeah. I remember now. It was back when the war first started. I just remember now. But yeah, I mean, she did a good job. Yeah, like I said, it was certain pros I didn't really care about. Like, it started like they downfall really started when they screwed over Bernie. And then the only reason why they won 2020, like you said, it was anybody but Trump. That's the only reason why they won in 2020, because people were pissed off.
But he's ignoring it because it doesn't work on his argument.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's the only reason why. If COVID never happened, he don't win. They don't win. Trump is probably coming out of office. Pause. And we don't. I don't know who be president coming up this upcoming
No,
term. I
it would
mean,
probably would have been Biden again. And
what?
Republicans
2024.
Republicans probably would have ran somebody. They probably would have been pushing for Josh Hawley.
Yeah, because I couldn't tell you who
You'll
this.
see him in 3 years. Don't worry.
Who Josh Hawley?
Mm-hmm.
You'll see you'll see him. You'll see the Satan. You'll see.
You see Vance.
Yeah. Who was I was thinking about? I said the Satan. Tom Cotton. Even though he ain't gonna win.
He's not running.
He ain't gonna run.
He ain't gonna run.
Byron Dollars might try to run.
No, they want him to run for Florida. I already said it the other night. If he loses Florida, if he runs Florida and loses, he's done in politics.
Oh yeah. He's gonna be done. You said Vivek. Ugh.
Probably.
Vivek.
Probably.
Yeah, Vivek. Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I say he probably, I'm more leaning to him not doing it is because he got that wake up call the last time, and they not finna change.
Oh no, they ain't gonna change. No. They told him
indirectly, Elon selling that app is gonna hurt him. Oh, by the way, all them assholes in that live I did outside who said that Elon wasn't gonna sell the app, Congress done told you that he's gonna have to get rid of it. So come holla at me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all them folks online gonna be butthurt as hell.
Oh yeah, when them Saudis take it, they're gonna take away all their blue checks. Then they're gonna try to run the court talking about they taking away their ability to make money, and the Saudis be like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and a lot of them accounts gonna go away because we ain't gonna see them like that no more.
No, they'll be there. They'll just be silenced.
Yeah, because hopefully they change the algorithms so they don't pop up on everybody's damn radar.
No, once you take that blue check out, the algorithm already changes. But
okay.
The Saudis is probably going to put it back to the old ways because they want that celebrity money there.
Yeah, because the celebrities actually give you the most money anyway because their interactions with everybody helps.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody gives a damn about a map.
They're going to be funny. They're going to be using the Chinese algorithm. It's gonna be hilarious.
Nobody want to listen to Matt Walsh or Charlie Kirk or Kansas. Nobody wants to listen to none of them.
You don't want to see that Christian versus Muslim war over
social
media?
I don't care.
With social media.
Oh boy, pissed me off yesterday when I watched this video.
Ooh.
Lucas, I don't know why I keep listening. What is his real problem with?
I haven't watched that man's videos in like 2 months, so you gonna have
to. He said he got upset because what was it? I know he was talking about. I can't remember it's not his latest video, but it was one of his videos. He was talking about that Kamala was the only president in history to talk about reparations. I was like, bruh, she said about a study.
This motherfucker, he didn't say that. Stop punking me.
I'm not punk, kid. Go look at it.
I ain't looking at that video. Did he forget about Reagan? Did he forget about Reagan?
Yeah, he didn't even mention Reagan. He said talking about reparations. He said something. He was talking about if anybody else seen it in the chat, let me know. But he was talking about that FBAs don't care about reparations, just care about money and doing this, that, and the third.
What the fuck is reparations, sir?
That's why I said. That's why.
Me mad on a Saturday. I was happy.
You gotta look at it on your own time, sir.
Make me do a video on this man. I don't want to do it.
You gonna have to go find and look at. Hold on, let me see if I can. I'm on stream, y'all, so I can't look it up. But
yeah, you can.
You
just swipe up.
Okay, hold on real quick. You still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can
find
it.
Why y'all pissing me off, man? Don't piss me off this early in the morning.
Yeah, I like pissing you off. Let me see which video was it. No, that's lies. I don't give a damn about that. Okay, get off my screen. It was the Tesla and Figaro one. I think that's the one. I think that's the latest one. Yeah.
When she went to the Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't even. Fucking Biden just gave AAPI reparations. What is he talking about?
For black folks.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, bro, and then he said that the video that we were talking about was a decade old. I said it was 2019.
Which video? The one I'm not gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people?
Yeah. That video came out in 2019. That video came out no decade ago. What the fuck are you talking
Nobody
about?
know about her go like that. Only in California.
Oh, you heard about what happened in California? You heard about what happened in California, right? I said, shout out to them folks.
With Palm Springs.
I didn't know about that. I ain't know about that one. Oh, I probably, yeah, that I'm happy for them folks. I really am. They got their money.
Pay them. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. They better pay them.
But I don't understand how he missed Biden giving reparations. I don't understand how he missed Reagan giving reparations. Bush too gave Muslims reparations in 2003 under the table. FDR and Teddy and them gave the Jews reparations. Why, Lord? Oh, because he didn't announce it. That's why. That's
probably what it was. Yeah. Uncle Luke got some smoke too. Cause I know you heard what he said.
I know. And then he gonna talk about Trump talked about reparations. He said he doesn't see it happening, but he doesn't mind having a conversation. So he didn't talk about okay. The man literally just said it a couple months ago. He put it on the same level of communism, but he ain't talking about reparations. Okay. Man, y'all gonna make me do a video on this man.
Well, we need more content, sir.
I'm trying to rebrand the platform, so
I know, I understand, but you know we like your political
oh my
stuff.
God, why y'all make me mad?
Are you going to do a video on a live on Tesla or what she said or no?
I wasn't planning on it. I don't even know if I want to do that. I think now she fell out. I think she fell out with him.
I mean, I guess she was just up there as a guest to talk about.
Yeah, because they got the other chick. They got the other chick. They don't need her no more.
Yeah, they got
I saw the clip. She was real. She had a lot of anger behind her voice. I was like, Lord.
Who that, Tesla?
Oh yeah.
They
got
that
Democrat chick up there now. They don't need her.
Yeah, that's why. Because Tesla independent. They ain't want no independent voice on no.
No, that other chick got viral for that for Command Me, and they said, okay, let's come on.
Yeah, that's why. Don't nobody listen to Breakfast Club no more. I don't listen to them. No, I've been stopped listening to them.
By the way, I love how Michael Eric Dyson was in that hotel room ring for Nancy Mace.
Oh boy. Ah man.
Monday's gonna be so much fun.
Well, Torian did good. I know you gonna go more in the depth with these picks.
Oh, that Pam Bondi, bruh.
You talking about the Florida AG?
Woo!
She that bad kid?
She that bad?
Yeah, I mean, but I thought they didn't want a DEI. I thought they didn't want no woman in the cabinet, though, sir.
No, they're claiming that they did that to weed out the rhinos, which is bullshit. Y'all are practicing DEI right in your face. But
that's what I'm saying. Cause how many women he put in that damn cabinet? Ain't they DEI hires too?
Chief of Staff.
Linda McMahon.
No, they're gonna claim Linda already worked with him. That ain't DEI. She got in there on merit.
Shit.
That's how they gonna run it. Every woman he picked is married.
Shit.
Let them talk.
I don't think she gonna last. Like I said last night, a third of them people ain't gonna last. They're not gonna last, kid. We know this.
Man.
I saw Ben Johnson say, "Oh, they're gonna really drain the deep state." I said, "All right." The deep. That's okay. I said, God, no, in 2 years, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
Yeah, LGBT already on her ass, so it's okay. It's okay. I will let them have it. That's their fight.
Yeah. I don't even care.
So much fun.
But it's gonna be like a morning
Oh, he
stream.
picked a black person already, so it's okay.
It's gonna be a morning stream or afternoon stream.
I might do it outside if it's warm enough. So probably
I doubt it.
afternoon.
I doubt you want to do it outside. It's gonna be cool, cold.
I don't know. Listen, I'm from New York. Who cares?
Well, I forgot. I be forgetting. Y'all like this time. Y'all like the 50s and 60s. Y'all think that's
Man, if I had my Monday's gonna be 70 down here. I'm definitely doing it outside.
Oh shit! God damn.
But check this out. Hey, black people. Trump picked a black person.
He did or no?
Oh, he did. He did.
Who?
He picked. I'm gonna show y'all him. Hold on.
He actually picked a black person. Oh my god.
He picked a black person. Oh yeah.
I know Vivek is hot.
No, Vivek under that white man. He love it.
Yeah, he like being under that.
Remember how
white
everybody said that Herschel Walker was gonna be defense minister or whatever the fuck?
I hope not.
Damn. Trump names former NFL player Scott Turner as his pick for HUD secretary.
Who?
Hello, Scott.
Who?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He was the executive director of the White House Opportunity Revitalization Council, initiative that President-elect created in 2018 to encourage public and private investment in thousands of low-income census tracts designated as so-called opportunity zones by Trump's 2017 Tax Cuts and Job Act.
I ain't never heard of no Scott Turner. Never heard of that man.
He spent 9 years in the NFL playing for the Redskins, which since changed his name to the Commanders, the San Diego Chargers, and the Denver Broncos. And he tried to run for a seat in California in 2006. And then moved to California and won a seat in 2012.
Scott Turner.
He was on the inside. You wasn't gonna know. But there you go. Now all them. Okay, all you lefties, now you can't use that talking point no more. So now what else you got for us? By the way, I need you to step down because I gotta go educate these assholes real fast.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Wallow J. Okay, Democrats, come in the circle. I know B1. Go to the back. Go get some coffee and donuts. I provided the coffee and donuts. Go get that. And they're real donuts from a black-owned donut shop. So go ahead. Democrats, let me holler at you. I love how y'all all in denial still about Trump winning, and y'all out there talking about, oh, he ain't gonna get confirmed on the 20th. I need y'all, number one, to shut up about that, because now y'all sounding like Republicans and conservatives in 2020. I'm gonna need y'all to shut up. But again, their ideology switch based on the issue. Now y'all want to be the insurrectionists. Okay, that's fine. Show me something. I want to see y'all climb in the Capitol this time. Show us you could do it better without any casualties. But the reason why you lost this election is because your messaging sucks. And it sucked for years. Y'all don't go with the times. You let the times drag you kicking and screaming. You knew what the problems were. You've been known what the problems were with the black community since 2008. You didn't want to fix it. You figured you throw a black face out there, it's cool. Then you figured you throw that white woman out there because you think we have this symbiotic relationship with white women, which is fundamentally impossible, but that's okay. You thought that. But you failed to take into account that when you think we had this symbiotic relationship with white women, somehow, some way, them black people leave the community. Hey, you can't track them. But, I'm going to let y'all tell it. Hold on one second.
Who cares? But yeah, I feel absolutely nothing for them.
Yes, sir.
So predictable.
About?
Predictable.
Are you talking about that?
Yeah, that.
No. Well, you figured. They had to give him one.
And the thing, and look at where they put them in HUD, just like they did Ben Carson.
They always put black people in HUD.
They won't put the
we gonna give you a blackie.
Housing and urban
we gonna give you a
development.
blackie to be over the blackies.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, who cares? What now? Let's hope he don't fall asleep like Ben Carson does.
Right.
But you know, I can't.
Former NFL Scott Turner as his pick for her.
Where's Mr. Well, first of all, look at my badge. Where he at?
You cannot make this up.
Listen.
No matter how hard you try.
Listen, they voted for personalities.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we research. He's bringing number people from TV.
Exactly. That's why I went over that. All those picks yesterday. It took me about an hour. Anyone who was in your chat now, who was in my live yesterday, it took me about an hour just to go through all of those names. I listened to it this morning
before this started. They pick photogenic politicians. It's a beautiful thing. This is what America wants.
I think the one that got me, you saw it when I got to Pete Hegseth.
Oh yeah, Mr. Real World. I'm surprised he didn't bring Danny after his
orbital. That wasn't Pete Hegseth. That was the other guy. It was another person who was on The Real World. But Pete Hegseth, he used to be on Fox and Friends.
Oh yeah.
And you picked him to be your Secretary of Defense.
Well, you know what they say because he Army. That's what they're gonna say.
But here's the thing, though, and it's crazy because the person that they're bringing him to replace. Of course, is a black guy, but he had way more years of experience. Okay. And they got the nerve. I said these were nothing more than DEI to everyone out there who
wait
who
till
be
you
saying
see how I'm gonna title that thing on Monday. I'm gonna piss them off.
That, like I said, this was like DEI picks. This needs a little over an hour. It most likely was because those were a lot of names. Mm-hmm. Then you got Linda McMahon over the Department of Education.
That was meritorious.
And then what else?
Listen, you had to work. Listen, you working for a company that had to educate the masses for over 40 years with your husband on what they should consider entertainment and how it's scripted. Come on, that's a perfect candidate for Department of Education.
Let them tell it.
Which once she dismantles it, if she does, she'll be out of a job.
And of course, you had Tulsi up in there.
Well, Tulsi's a grifter, which we told people this.
That's your big homie, Tulsi.
Shout out to the big Hindu homie.
I'm trying to think who Stephen Miller.
White man who's a racist, but listen, it's okay, people. It's okay. We understand it. This is how everybody gonna be.
Listen. When I was going through all of it yesterday, all I could do was sit there and just laugh at it, shake my head and laugh. I couldn't even bring myself to be stressed or upset.
Now, what happens if Tulsi allows a TA on this country? Does she get fired?
Only time will tell. Let's just put it this way. The people that's installed right now, they won't be here in 2028. Okay.
Now, I'm going to mention this again on Monday, but Tulsi, guess what your number one job is going to be? You better hope to God there's no double S happening in this country when you start your job. Because that's under national intelligence. You get to scroll social media all day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I had to make sure to make fun of Candace because some white woman got the pick to being the press secretary. I was like, Candace, the same position that people saying that you should get, if
even though you have no journalistic,
right? Because all she does, we see what she do all day. They think that's journalistic integrity. It's not.
But that was the same thing we went through with E.J. Johnson II. When they were like, "Oh, Biden's gonna pick Simone Sanders to be his press secretary," I'm like, "What? You think white people are gonna go for a black woman talking for the country?"
And Laura Coates is so petty when she had Byron Donalds on her show, asking him, people were saying that you were supposed to be this, that, and the third, but what happened?
He's like, "Oh, I'm thinking about."
I was like, Laura is so petty, but I said, you know what? I probably would have been the same way. I would have been asking the same question. I'm like, what happened?
Or Dana Bash would have been worse. But he's like, "Oh, I'm moving on to bigger and better things." I'm like, I'm looking at bigger and better things.
Like what?
Florida governor.
Exactly. She even threw it out there. She's like, governor? Like, or
He's
senator?
like, I don't know. He's like,
yeah, you know that's what you want to run for. Like, you know that's the
and
seat
if
that
he
you want.
loses, he's out of politics. I don't know what the fuck he gonna do.
And guess what? I'm calling it now. He's going to lose.
Oh yeah. Look, you know who they're gonna send out there? They're gonna send out a liberal Cuban. Lord, he ain't got a shot.
And he did all that tap dance. And I'm like, Byron, you should have known your time was up when you didn't get picked to be Trump's running mate, and he picked JD Vance over you. And I said he has to sit there next to Trump while JD Vance is on the other side of Trump and pretend to be okay with what's going on. I'm like,
you see the bullshit they talking about now?
What's that?
They talking about running a Vance Donald's ticket. I'm like, y'all got to be the
that's not happening.
Republicans and the rest of y'all. Let me holler at you real fast. If y'all didn't accept a black man running this country, what makes you think you're going to accept, number one, not picking a black man to represent your party? Because we saw how y'all did with Larry Elder.
And
what makes you think you're going to take him as your VP?
And also saw how they did with what's his name? I forget his name. Mr. 999. You know what I'm talking about?
You ain't talking
he
about
passed
him.
away.
Oh,
no,
you talking about?
no.
Oh, you talking about Herbert Cain.
Herman Cain.
Yeah,
he got close. He got close. He got dangerously close. He got further than most. But they was like, they was like, oh no, we got to throw a wrench in this, and they sure in the hell did.
Yeah,
got him up out of there.
And now where he at? He got up out of there. He got up out of here. But y'all think y'all gonna run a VP that's black? Come on, y'all didn't learn nothing from the last. Never mind. According to y'all didn't learn nothing for the last 4 years. According to y'all, if y'all do that. Well, wait, he's married. I forgot. He's married.
Mm-hmm.
A thief. A thief. Y'all go vote for a thief.
You talking about Byron Donalds?
They want to vote for a thief.
Who has a record, and a man who also, remember, his ex-wife exposed him, saying that he pretended to be something he wasn't when they met in college just to get with her.
But they
because
cool
he thought that's what she wanted. She fell for it, and then she exposed him.
Yes, his wife
found out
is white.
It was a lie.
Yes, his wife is white, and they're not accepting that either.
Was his first wife white, or was she? No, she was
no,
black.
That was the black chick.
You're right. You're right, because they went to FAMU. Duh. Mm-hmm. But that was the one he lied to, and I think he cheated on her too with the white woman. He's with the white woman he's with now.
But hey, and you think he's gonna have an easy time? This is the same man who went to Atlanta twice and said he don't believe in reparations.
That was that, and them people in Atlanta checked him. That old man, I don't know what his name was, but kudos to him. He made his voice loud and clear through that microphone, and he was all the way in the back, and he let it be known. Him and Wesley Hunt was up there.
Mm-hmm. And you know he can't come back to Atlanta. So how you gonna win Georgia if you can't stump in his state?
Exactly. Remember when he walked out there during the RNC?
The RNC trying to be cool.
Right, trying to walk out with his little pimp walk. I say,
and then we saw him at the DNC. And then saw him at the DNC.
Yeah. I said when he was sitting up there with Lorcos asking him, he looked like he had a tear in his eye. He wanted to cry.
This is but Democrats, you want to win elections, this is how you got to do it. Hey, y'all need to start talking to people like people. I go more in depth, but y'all got to pay me. I want 50,000. And I might give you 2 minutes. Y'all don't learn.
And they still don't. And the thing is, you can give them the rubric, you can give them the rundown, and they still won't do it.
I'm telling you, they're going to run Matthew McConaughey.
In 2028?
They're going to run that, man. He already outside talking.
They said execute plan B.
No, that's plan M. That motherfucker gonna show up in a link and talking about, hey Gavin, I want you to sit this one out there, buddy. Let the good old liberal boy from Texas take over.
Can you imagine what that would look like?
I can imagine a whole bunch of coons voting for him because he's a white man and he's smooth.
A whole bunch of women gonna vote for him because of that. That way they can have. They said bump the policy. We need eye candy or someone to look at every time he says and every time he steps to the podium. Because low key, that's kind of what a lot of women did when Barack Obama won his first term.
Look, this is what he said back in July. He might fuck around and run for governor.
I mean, think about it. I mean, it's been a while since he's been in anything as far as movie wise goes.
I think he's coming out with something. See what I mean? Interesting. Austin is still weird. I think he gonna run for governor.
Governor of Texas. You think he gonna go for Wheels?
Oh, Wheels can't run again.
But yeah.
So that's a free for all.
No, it's not run. He can't roll again.
All right. All right. I mean, he's the captain of the basketball team. I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, listen, who's going to be his opponent? Ted Cruz? That's light work. Even though Ted Cruz just got reelected again in the Senate, I don't think he's going to do it.
And that's
who the Republicans going to run.
People down in Texas, like some people question the people down in Texas, like that man left y'all stranded, literally stranded, and you voted him back.
Yeah. But since you're here, before we go, do you want to help me make the chat laugh?
With what?
I'm gonna put it in the back channel. I don't want to iggy it yet. I know you probably got something coming up. Maybe. That right there.
Oh, I saw that. You posted it somewhere.
Yeah, but that's in Discord.
Yeah, that's an infight. I'm sure it reeks of mayo and sazon.
Sazon's all right though. I ain't never had it mayonnaise, but it's
not with no mayo.
Well, listen, you've seen her legs. You need to put some sazon on and put some color in that motherfucker.
Yeah, them legs is.
All right, fam. Y'all want to laugh before we go? Because I mean, Michael Eric Dyson, he'll laugh already, but you know,
I was cracking up listening to that when he said, "Earn, you gotta earn."
Earn what? That's what I want to know.
This is the fact that when he said it the second time, he leaned all the way into the camera and bucked his eyes real wide when he said it.
Oh, by the way, who's ready for water to go up? I should have mentioned this in the tariff show, but I forgot. Y'all ready for bottled water to go up? Y'all ready for your water bill to go up because of Trump's tariffs?
And I'm glad you'll be doing that on Monday because, like I said at the end of my live, I said you'll go into even more detail. Like I was just naming off the names because I want the people to be aware and know who you have to worry about, not necessarily Trump necessarily, but the people who's working with him.
Y'all love y'all $4 bottle of Fiji water. That shit finna be $6-7 now.
I think I only had Fiji water maybe twice in my entire life, and both times it was bought for me. Like I didn't go out of my way to buy it.
Yeah. All that expensive ass smart water and that other bullshit, the one with the black top, I forget what the fuck they call it. That body oxygen water bullshit, whatever. Yeah. There you go. Poland Spring probably lying to you, talking about they getting all this water from Maine and all that. Lying bastards.
Now I will say this. Fiji water, when I last had it, it is a smooth drinking water. Like, you know, like you can drink water, like you can drink like Deer Park or Dasani and stuff like that, and it tastes like they have a distinct kind of not taste but a texture to it. But Fiji water really is smooth, like really smooth. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to buy it either.
There you go. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. You're gonna have Trump's tariffs and Biden's last budget. Boy, we in trouble. But let's make y'all laugh before we get up out of here. Something I came across the other day, and it was kind of funny.
It was funny to me too.
Two women started yelling at each other. And I like it. I like it a lot. You know about your girl, Valentina Gomez, aka 7.4, because that's how much she got.
That was hilarious.
That was beautiful.
And she's still running around here like she won something.
Oh, yeah. Changed her name and everything.
She did?
Remember, it was like Valentina for SS? Now it's Valentina, excuse me, for USA.
Like, again, she can't win on her own, so she has to latch to the group.
Mm-hmm. By the way, she tried it with LeBron the other day. This is an extra. She tried to get a LeBron for Diddy, and somebody pulled up her stuff, and she mentioned Diddy way more than that man did. But there's that. Did y'all know that she is in a feud right now with Just Pearly Things? And it was kind of funny when I saw it.
That is a war with no winners.
Except if you do content.
Well, of course,
But
even
even
like,
then,
if you talk about it, and it's probably a win for you. But I mean, for them, no.
Nah. But we'll show you.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Now, this is her video, August 6th, when she was out there doing that PDF file griff.
Right before her election.
And what happened, family?
She lost.
She was like 5th or 6th on the list out of 7 people. Hilarious. Pearl saw the video. Pearl said, "Let me holla at you." Pearl said, "I find it so interesting to see women pretend to be tough when it's men that will be the ones doing the hard part of putting bad guys in jail. Laugh out loud." Okay. Valentina came back and said, "Pearl, I'm 25, a self-made millionaire."
That's a haggard 25.
Yeah, Griff.
And
Actually swam for a good
55. I said that's a startling 40 looking 25, and them legs look about 65.
Actually swam for a good D1 school and got my MBA at 21. Okay. I'm a natural born killer. You're a manufactured S talker. S volleyball player. You went to a S D1 school and got nothing but ugly looks and daddy's money. Okay. I put myself in harm's way. She spelled harm's wrong, but okay. To save children, you just hide behind a screen. Men like these brave officers are not the enemy, entitled bees like you are. I'm a change maker. You just talk to H's all day long and you're still ugly. Laugh out loud. By the way, Pearl's post got 1.7 million. Yours got this, but okay. He said, I'd rather be ugly with daddy's money than a mid who somehow thinks that having an NBA and playing women's sports no one cares makes me important. Pearl, let me holler at you real fast because you every day you prove you're an idiot. Playing
Exactly. You was
sports,
but you was a volleyball player.
that's not even where I was going.
Oh, okay.
Playing women's sports. What was the whole discourse this summer on Pearl?
Oh, okay. Caitlin Clark.
There you go. That's a woman's sport. You know, the one that said that she was the one bringing in everything, but we proved that that wasn't it. But, you know, we're not going to go. Interesting. The same women's sports that y'all say y'all weren't going to watch, but showed up at 9:30 on a Sunday morning when y'all should have been in church watching the USA women play France in the final. The same women's sports that y'all say no one cares. There's been a whole discourse for the last 3 days about Caitlin Clark joining Unrivaled. She's been golfing for the last few months and y'all didn't even promote it. But okay, you're right. No one cares. You're right. You are not a killer and you definitely cannot lock up men, but have fun playing pretend on social media. Heard you're unemployed now. McDonald's is hiring. I love how conservatives all of a sudden now are bringing up McDonald's. I thought RFK said that was bad food, even though he ate McDonald's on a picture. But y'all still vote for these people because their personality. Valentina came back. She said, this isn't a competition, Pearl. I'm better at life than you. You're just jealous because I'm everything you wish to be. Torian, would you like to jump in on that one?
Oh, repeat that. I wasn't paying attention. Go ahead.
That's all right. She said, this is Valentina. This isn't a competition, Pearl. I'm better at life than you. You're just jealous because I am everything you wish to be.
But you didn't win your election. These two cancel each other out. And they're literally battling on who can hold the most trinkets. And neither one of them, they're barely holding crumbs. This is literally the battle of the bottom of the barrel.
Daddy's money can't change the fact that you're still ugly and a coal burner. Well, somehow, some way they had to bring black people into it. Somehow, some way. They couldn't even keep it white Latina violence. Black people had to come in here. Valentina, what's wrong with black men now? What's the problem? I'm just trying to figure out. Tori, would you like to tell him your famous line again?
Well, I feel nothing.
No. The foundation.
Oh, the foundation of every grifter's grift is the degradation of black people, especially black Americans.
I still try to figure out why would you bring up black men? We're not even in this.
When I saw the word coal burner, I first had to think about it for a second, and then when you like said it again, I was like, oh, okay, I see where she went, because I'm used to them saying mud shark, but that's a throwback.
Mm-hmm.
That's a throwback one right there.
I don't need a job. Yeah, you do. But
yes,
you will once daddy's money runs out. I'm sure McDonald's will take you.
Why is McDonald's catching all these strays?
Because remember, it's all with Command Me.
Oh, okay.
And the fact that Trump did that photo op.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah. And like I said, that picture of them on the plane eating McDonald's. That old Terrence K was sitting there with and had it framed in the picture frame, because he wished he was there. He wanted to feed him pancakes. He wanted to feed him McGriddles with Cousin T's pancakes.
Oh Lord.
Valentina, no matter how hard you try, you won't be a man. No one respects a female-made millionaire because the work it takes is nowhere near as hard as a man.
Pearl.
I'm gonna let you have that one.
Pearl, you said no one respects a female-made millionaire. All the money that you have made, outside, of course, whatever money that you got to start up, let's put that to the side. I'm sure that you became a millionaire, and to our knowledge, you are indeed a woman with a double X chromosome, like women are supposed to have. And you're sitting up here and says no one respects a female millionaire. By that logic, no one respects you.
Well, she said it. It doesn't take any work. She took other people's content,
and there you go.
She literally took other people's content, and she did all that just to get demonetized
and lost it all,
and run off a podcast by Brittany Renner, who's now a Muslim.
That's why I said this is a battle where there are, like I said, this is a battle where this is a war with no winners. They are literally saying they literally are saying insults, quote unquote, to each other when they're insulting themselves in their insults. Like, how does that happen?
Personalities.
Hey, you was right. The grift is indeed over.
Oh, yeah.
If it comes down to this, then it is indeed over.
Valentina did all that grifting and she couldn't even get on Fox News one time. They wouldn't even put her on foxnews.com for a quote in passing. They damn sure made sure to report that you lost your election, though. They had you in one line. Say how you a MAGA diehard.
Yeah.
Remember them white boys told you to get back in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was hilarious. What a moment that was. That was man. I was
like,
glad to do that show.
Shut the fuck up, you little boy. I'm like, no, you shut the fuck up and get in the kitchen.
No, they call her a B and everything. I mean, they went in on her.
He said, yeah, I did. And I'll do it again. And then she left.
Mm-hmm.
You female Myron Gaines, you.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. Because that's
maybe
exactly
you two should do a podcast together. Oh, by the way, do you know that Myron was on Sotomayor's platform yesterday talking about JFK? Not that you care, but it was just funny.
Okay. It's funny. It's funny because wasn't Tommy, Dom, Lucre, and Walter clowning him
right
to his face on their play, right on his platform,
to his face,
without saying his name, and even Tommy even pointed at him and laughed, like, "Dude, we're talking about you."
Mm-hmm.
And all he could do was sit there and just. Oh, and by the way, speaking of that, thank y'all and everyone watching who may not be subscribed for running the number up really high on that video. I know a lot of people say that people don't like when I do videos constantly on him, but I'm telling you something right now. The algorithm treats you very nicely if you talk about that dude.
Mm-hmm. You heard the nigga O'Shea talk about how much money him and Albert Preach made off of that.
Oh yeah, that's why they kept talking about it. They said thank you. You was able to buy my mother a house.
Yeah, O'Shea talk about he gonna buy his mama a wig for Christmas. Like, shut the fuck up, O'Shea. Shout out to O'Shea.
Yeah, because now he's moved on from talking about him to talking about that David Cooley character.
Oh yeah,
from the Foodgate. Listen, now that's talking about something that's some nasty work,
dude. I think if you do that, you're getting 30,000 views on First Watch.
It's one. I don't want to talk about it, but it is one aspect of it that I do want to address. From the clips that I have seen, without going too much into it, because I don't follow the dude. I've seen clips of him on my stories from people who posted stuff from his page like months ago and stuff like that. So I am familiar with him in that aspect. But the part where he's with his baby mama, and they have a kid together, and they literally did pick either the black Santa or the white Santa. And I'm
I
like,
saw that. Yeah.
I said they literally did the doll test of the 60s, the white doll or the black doll. That's literally what they did. I think that was the part that really stood out to me. And it goes back to when I was saying, I wonder what it would like to be a fly on the wall inside of a home with an interracial relationship. And I said, y'all just gave me an inside look at yours, which is going to make people assume that's how many of them actually are. And then y'all have a blended family. This woman had 2 kids from a previous relationship. You have a daughter from another relationship, and now y'all are blended with this new child. And you haven't married her, and you on your podcast talking about single mothers. And they also expose the other part. When they talk about not getting with single mothers, they're talking about single black mothers. But I kind of figured that's what it was, just based on their verbiage. Because whenever they talk about single mothers or baby mamas, like they always talk, or ratchet, they're always related that to black women. I said single mothers, baby mamas, and being ratchet is not regulated to just one particular group of women. It could be, that label could be thrown onto any women or any woman. So yeah, he's done. No matter how hard he tries to clean that up, he can't clean. There's no way he's going to be able to clean that up. But like they said, his audience is still going to be there. They're still going to watch it. But that just says a lot about them.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen. Amen.
Gee. I kind of getting.
Yeah, shout out to Cat Williams on getting that
That
former
movie studio,
military
right?
base to make that movie studio.
Niggas really thought that was going to be a music studio. I'm like, what music?
Oh yeah, that's another one. Negro Side just put in the chat. He said, but he's black 6'4" and makes 6 figures. I was like, that's because that woman
qualification.
That the woman sat there and asked him, "What's the what are your qualifications for getting a quote unquote good woman?" And he said, "Well, I'm 6'4", I make 6 figures, and I'm black." And she was
why wouldn't she just
it was so funny because the way she responded to it after he said I'm black, she was like, "Oh," she's like, "Oh," and you're right. Why wouldn't you just go get an NBA player who's
makes 9
6
figures.
foot something and makes more than that?
Right. They're dumb, but it's all good. Let's continue with this. So Pearl said, Valentina, no matter how hard you try, you won't be a man. No one respects a female-made millionaire because the work it takes is nowhere near as hard as a man. Play pretend all you want, but criminals will not fare you like they would a man because you are not capable of exerting force like a man. I'm glad you lost your election because I fear women like you taking public office. Too much ego and things like money, looks, and not enough focus on the interests of the people. Oh, Lord. Okay.
Of course, she would say something about the looks department, considering she looks like a potato sack.
Right. But Pearl, we can apply this
and build like an apple crate.
I'm glad you lost your platform and your monetization because I fear women like you taking positions that you have nothing of value to bring to said discussion because too much ego in things like money, views, and not enough focus on the interests of the people. There ain't not one person out here that said Pearl changed my life. That you didn't take their content.
Right.
And everybody content you took had a name before they got up under you, lost their name, and then left your company and now very relevant. MTR can't do, nobody care about his content no more. Auntie Jenny gone. I don't even know the last time she did content. King Richards, nobody cares about because he probably still explains to his audience what happened. And that other chick, she over there doing dating content, but don't nobody care.
So there we go.
I'm perfect just the way I am. I'm no man, but I made you my bee. That's what we go with now. Okay, I made you my bee. See, look at the first comment. Both of you should be in the kitchen making me sandwiches.
That's if they can find their way to a kitchen.
So are you two gonna make out now? Pearl makes a good point. Common Valentina W. Please, you MAGA. Christ is king. Get out of here. Okay. I'm sweating out one day. I'm
telling you that Christ is king was not there before.
I know, but I'm gonna have to do that broadcast one day and prove how Christ is not king. I'm gonna have to do it because these fake ass Christians just run around saying this like it. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. They got to learn. Politics dictated your king, but we're not gonna go there today. But there it is. They over there fighting. White on Latina violence. Hey, I guess this coincides with the election.
I suppose they can have at it. But I told people, and I had told some people though, some of the best content you will get from me doesn't even come from the news articles. A lot of the times, it comes from X.
Mm-hmm.
That's some of the best content that you will get from me because it's me giving my straight up opinion on certain things, and that's why I can really freestyle is with that because it's no article required.
Oh yeah, nah, you just retweet.
You
just figure it out
and giving my take on it, and that's why I say it's so easy. I think that's why those videos do very, very well. Like I said, the one that I did on Myron that came straight off of X.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, but I think I'm gonna do a review on Kendrick's album. I think I'm gonna do that on Tuesday.
Cool.
Put up an upload on that because there's some shit in there, boy. Woo! This might be the bookend to the Cat Williams thing back in January.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody out. What's this? Why JFK staged his own deletion just months before his assassination? Okay. Oh, I got something for you, Torian. They said Coca-Cola did a controversial Christmas ad.
He said Coca-Cola did a what?
Controversial Christmas ad.
Controversial.
Yeah, Christmas ad.
Okay. I wonder how controversial. Is it controversial in the sense of that everyone would be pissed about, or is it controversial in the sense that a certain sector is going to be upset and we really won't care?
You got to go look at it. I just realized why, and okay. But anyway, y'all, hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I'll try to be better next time. I will see you Monday when we go over Trump's picks while I'm sitting outside in that beautiful sun. And the way I'm going to title it, I'm going to need my mods to get ready because them trolls going to be real mad at me, but we're going to have a frank conversation.
Oh, and you already know on Monday where I'm headed.
Where you headed?
The one about Lake and Raleigh. And how the right exploited her untimely demise.
Yeah, you gonna get some white boys. Hey, you know what? You should grip some views. You should just do it on your phone. You should just. I'm telling you, you do an easy 60,000 on that.
I saw your numbers was running up when you was doing it on the phone.
Oh yeah, but
I can't do it on the phone because I have visuals.
You could just use your computer. Who's gonna know? Them white boy gonna come in there. They gonna be trolling. How dare you? How dare you say that? We didn't exploit her. Nobody cared about her. I'm like, bruh, black people mentioned her name more than y'all did.
Oh, it says it was an AI generated ad.
Yeah, but you see what they said. I can't with these people. Everything offends them. But then they get mad at us when the N-word offends us.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look at the ad then.
Yeah, you gotta look at it. But anyway, y'all. So we will see you Monday We're gonna let
All
y'all
right.
have your Sunday. And
True Crime
please,
Sunday
if-
tomorrow.
huh?
True Crime Sunday tomorrow.
True Crime Sunday tomorrow. I think your last one should be 9/11.
Oh, I have listen, I have a whole bunch of them. Like this is all on. I have enough True Crime Sundays to probably carry me all the way through 2026.
Nice.
Like I have a whole laundry list.
Yeah. 9/11 should be the last one though.
If there is a last one, it's so many.
You doing Prophet of Doom?
Who?
The dude that shot up the train in 2022, Frank James.
Now the ones I'm doing are like more so that happened before I got on YouTube or before YouTube was a thing. Yeah.
What about so you gotta do Colin Ferguson. You can piss the Jamaicans off.
No, but the one I'm doing tomorrow is gonna be on Scott Peterson.
You know they started bringing his name back up again, right?
Yeah, because Netflix just did a documentary on him. He's still out here claiming his innocence. Like, dude, give it up. We know what we know you took out your wife and your unborn child. Stop it.
Yeah. But all right, that's cool. That's cool. All right, y'all. So we're gonna leave now. And if you're replay gang, you can start from the beginning. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Stay safe. And you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence. Don't be like this chick on the screen because you'll just lose in life. I'm out.
Wait around. Yep. Start, yeet, and get out.
Time's up. But did we have a good time here? Hello?
At the end of the day gotta end.
Get your money up, not your funny up. Big fucking move.
That's it.